Hey, it's SoftwareTuber here, and today we're going to continue working with some basic HTML, and today we're going to work with some basic HTML elements, and we're going to create a very simple hello world example, which, as often it is, the first main thing we would create. So I already have a basic HTML setup, which we talked about in the last episode, with our doc type, HTML tag, head tag, and our body tag. And I have set up a live server, which allows me to showcase into Chrome what we are doing. And first, on another note, what's quite important to understand is that HTML is a markup language, which means it's just used to show the markup of our page and the basic elements, and we're not going to do any kind of styling inside HTML. That is what we would later on add using CSS or functionality with JavaScript. So we're just adding some basic stuff, and it's going to be very static. We can't really change anything with main HTML. It's just the components and how they're placed on our page, so the markup of our. But first, let me showcase which is like the first one you would use, which is like a headline, which is called h tags, and we have from h1 to h6, which kind of defines the size for now, but we can change all the style in HTML. So h1 would be like the main header on our page, and we then use these headers to like kind of input our page on the different headlines. H1 the first, and then second, and so on. But let me just showcase the size different for now. So we have head 1, and if we did h2 tag, it would be a bit smaller, and let's do h6, which is the smallest tag. It's gonna be small. So now, h1, h2, h6. As you can see, they are a bit bigger and a bit, I think they might be bold as well, but they would be used to define the header. And then the page also knows this is the header, which is header or setup. But let's say we wanted just the main text. We will then add a paragraph tag. It's a p tag. And we'll just go here with some text. And we then have a header and some text. We can then also manipulate our text inside our p tag. Let's say we wanted some text that's strong. Let's just add a strong element in the middle of here. Have our paragraph and the word strong, which is bold. This is kind of the main text element we would do. There's one more, which we're going to be using later, which is called a label, which would often be used together with some kind of input elements to label the input elements, and we can connect them to our input elements. But it's going to be something we're going to be doing later, but let's just add some text to our label. So we have a header, a label, and some paragraph text. And as mentioned, let's just do a simple hello world setup. Let's do an h1, hello world. And remember, it's quite important every time we make any changes, we need to save the page to reload our web page. But here we have the basic hello. So that's kind of like the main text tags I'm using the most. We have our h tags, our paragraph tags, and our label. Of course, there's going to be quite a few more specific tags, but also something that's quite important to understand, at least about HTML, it's quite basic. And a lot of these things you just simply look up on Google. You don't really need to remember too much of it, because as mentioned, it's just a markup. So it's pretty simple. It doesn't really get that complex because we're just marking up stuff. Beginning tag, end tag, and some information. So this is my basic showcase of the text elements and how inside our body can add some basic text using different tags, and then showcase inside my locally hosted server on our web browser. So if you enjoyed this quick showcase of some beginner HTML, please leave a like and subscribe, and I wish you all a wonderful day.